Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Christopher from Cars Unlocked, and today I'm going to be talking about being a finance manager at an automotive dealership. We're going to go through the ins and outs of this role to help you determine if it's the right job for you. Let's dive into it. So, bing, bang, boom. Every salesperson or majority of the salespeople have aspirations of moving up into the finance manager. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a bit more lucrative role. Maybe they think the hours are easier. And the question I get often is, how do I move from being a car salesman to a finance manager? So you have probably thought this if you work at a car dealership, or if you are a car salesman, car saleswoman, car sales professional, whatever you are, you have probably had aspirations of moving up to the finance office or wondering, hey, is being a finance manager right for me? So let's talk about that job. Now, what it's commonly called in the industry is F&I, which stands for finance and insurance. Typically, at a traditional dealership, a client will go through the process with the salesman. They'll go over the vehicle, show them the vehicle, quote them payments, and then the finance manager's job is to get them approved for the loan and obviously sell them all the aftermarket products like extended warranty, health insurance and disability insurance, life insurance, vehicle protection plans. That's the job of the finance manager. So I wanted to talk about that job as I'm someone who has worked both roles. I've been a sales associate, I've been a finance manager. Now in my current role here at my dealership, I do both roles where I do the sales side of things and then I do the finance side of things as well. So I want to share my insights to help you determine if making the switch from salesperson to finance manager is right, or maybe you have an interview for a finance manager and you want to know what it's like. First things first, I want to talk about the hours. So typically, if you've been working at a dealership or you're aware of the dealership hours, that's pretty much what it's going to be. It's not like a regular 9 to 5 job where you are going to just punch in Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 and go home. You are going to have varying hours. So your dealership might be open till 9 p.m. There might be nights where you are there till 9 p.m. If a customer does a deal at 10 to 9, you might be there till 10 p.m. You're also going to be working Saturday depending on the dealership hours. You're probably going to be working Saturday. So it's not a traditional 9 to 5 role. That's easy to understand. Pretty much anyone who works at a car dealership, unless you work in the service department, really knows that the hours are not traditionally 9 to 5. You're going to have varying hours, and maybe you'll finish at one time, you'll be scheduled to finish one time, but just keep in mind you might be stuck there after that time. So you have to have flexible hours is what I say. Let's talk about the type of skills that you're going to need to be a finance manager. So you're going to be working with a lot of different people. You're going to be working with customers. So you're going to have customer service skills and you have to be able to interact with your customers. B, you're going to be working with other coworkers. So you're going to be collaborating with salespeople to provide the best customer service. You're going to be collaborating with sales managers to provide the best customer service. And you're going to be collaborating with your service department at your dealership. And you need to have collaboration, teamwork, and leadership skills to manage all these different personalities. And you're going to have to be able to work well with them to provide the best, most efficient process. Another skill you're going to want to have if you're looking to be in the F&I is you need to be analytical. So you need to be aware of the financing rates. You need to be analytical in terms of knowing which banks have different niches. So different banks will be good for this customer, different banks might be good for that customer. That's something that you need to research and study, and it takes time, but once you figure out which bank has the right skills, the different programs for your customers, that's kind of what you want to know. And you need to be analytical in this, and you need to know which bank is going to pay you the most money, which bank is going to give you your customer the lowest interest rate depending on their situation and their income. So you really need to have some analytical skills and some number skills. A lot of people might ask, hey, do I need to be really good at math to be a finance manager? The answer to that question, I would say no. You got a calculator right on your computer, you got a calculator on your phone. Most of the technology that you are going to be using is going to be making those calculations for you, and you don't necessarily have to be good at math. Obviously, it's going to help in this role, but this is going to do most of the work for you on the screens. With that said, let me talk about the screens. Now, there's a lot of different programs that you're going to need to master. The dealership will have their own CRM system and program system. The banks will have their own system. The warranty companies will have their own system. All your products will really have their own system that you're gonna need to register things for, register loans, register warranties, register products. I don't want to say you have to be an expert with computers, but you got to be decently tech savvy to know how to navigate all the screens, input things quickly, think on the spot in terms of while you're doing it. If you're no good with screens or you type like this, it might not be the best role for you. Real quick, guys, I wanted to talk to you about my Cars Unlocked Academy program. If you guys are new to the car sales industry, you can check out my Cars Unlocked Academy, and I have a full free masterclass video. It's about a 20-minute video where I explain my exact strategies of how I sold 35 cars a month and increased my commissions year over year to over 200 plus K a year. So I want you guys to check that out. Link is in the description below. Let's get back to talking about the F&I manager roles. You also want to be important and mindful of all your products. Your product knowledge has to be at the top. You need to know all about your warranty features, everything that the warranty offers. You need to know what different products you can sell. You need to be able to come up with these things quickly because you're gonna have to qualify your customers and ask them questions, and then you're gonna have to pitch a product to them that fits what they need. So what do I mean by that? If a customer says, hey, I commute to work, I'm driving 50 kilometers to work every single day, I put a lot of high mileage on my car, I want a warranty so that the mileage is high and I don't want to have to keep my car in the shop and miss days of work. You are going to want to be able to know, hey, like this warranty, we have this company that offers this warranty. It's a 160 kilometer warranty for 3 years or 4 years, or it's a 80-mile warranty over the first 2 years. So it's really geared for people like you who do excessive driving. You want to be knowledgeable of all your products so that when you find the customer's pain points, you can quickly hit them. Now, the biggest thing I noticed with the finance manager, which is probably the most important part that you need to consider, is your attitude. So the biggest thing is you need to have a flexible attitude and you need to always be positive. You gotta understand that there's gonna be deals where you make $0 and there's gonna be deals where you make like thousands of dollars. And you need to approach every single one as if you're gonna make that $1,000. A lot of finance managers, they start prejudging their customers. For example, if a salesman approaches them with a cash deal, it's most likely that they're not gonna sell as much product that they would with a finance deal. So they get kind of angry and upset. Oh, like, why do I have this cash deal? This is gonna be a waste of time. You can't really take that attitude. You need to assume that every customer is going to buy a warranty and you're gonna be able to make a lot of money off every customer. If you start assuming that things are gonna be a waste of time, you're gonna skip steps in your process. The customer is gonna realize that your attitude is poor and you're not gonna make as much money. You really need to have a positive approach to every customer. And you also wanna be positive with your sales team. At the end of the day, the sales team is what's putting customers in your office and what's putting bread and butter on your table. So you need to be positive with them and you need to work well with them so that you can make the most money that you can, because that's why we're all here. Now, speaking of sales teams, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Hopefully you're at a dealership that has a strong sales team if you're an F&I manager. If you are an F&I manager and the dealership has a weak sales team, or the sales team doesn't sell a lot of cars, you're not gonna see as many customers and you're not gonna get as many opportunities to make your money selling the warranties and selling the financing and getting them all the products that they need. If your salespeople are losing deals or not stressing the urgency, again, it's all a numbers game. The more customers you see, the more money you're gonna make, the busier you're gonna be. If the dealership is just slow in general and the salespeople are somewhat lazy and just wait around for customers to come in, you're gonna be sitting in your office waiting around for customers to come in. So it's really important that you find a dealership that's busy, does a lot of volume, and the salespeople are hungry to provide the best level for customer service for their customers so that you can have the same kind of mindset and you will be busy and you will make more money. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying, but if you have a weak or poor sales team, you're gonna be weak as a finance manager. So really the sales team in front of you is super important. You also gonna wanna understand the laws and regulations of whatever province or city or region you're in. Every state has different laws, every province has different laws, and as a finance manager, you're going to want to understand how those laws and regulations work, what you can do, what you can't do, because in car sales, there's going to be those gray areas, or there might be a chance to be unethical, and you need to know what's breaking the law, what's not breaking the law, what's ethical, what's not ethical, and you need to provide the level of customer service that is ethical and abides by all your laws and regulations. Last but not least, the most important thing that everybody wants to know is commissions. Like, how much money can I make as a finance manager at a car dealership? Now, the finance manager can be very lucrative, and I think that's why most salespeople have the aspirations of being a finance manager. But it can be very, very stressful, guys. Some months you might make no money, some months you might make a ton of money, and that's the difference. An average car salesperson or a strong car salesperson might make 100 grand. They could make up to 200 grand depending on how well of a salesperson they are. In the finance office, I would say a fair salary, if they're at a strong dealership, might be in that same realm, maybe 130K per year to up to 200K plus per year in commission. So there's a little bit more of an opportunity to make a little extra income, and that's why I think it's great. Now, if you can find yourself in like a hybrid role like I am, where you do the sales and the financing at the same time, then you can really start cracking the ceiling. Typically, I would estimate an average finance manager, they're gonna make like 500 to 1,000 on average per deal, depending on their pay plan of their dealership. So really, for them to make like 20 grand a month, they need to have 20 deals brought to them in front of them. Now, there might be deals where they make $100. There might be deals where they make $2,000 in commissions. So it's all about volume, taking the good with the bad, and making sure you approach every customer the same way. So that's a quick rundown of the finance office, F&I, or being a finance manager. Hopefully this gives you a little understanding of what to expect. Again, if you guys are new to the industry and you want some more training, check out my free masterclass. It's a 20-minute masterclass that I mentioned earlier. The link is in the description below. Subscribe for more car sales training content and automotive content, and we'll see you guys in the next video.